art professionally? Because people usually have apprehensions before they take up a creative field to earn their, let's say, bread. So, what made you do that?
Even I had that apprehension, because of which I went for a career which was not meant for me.
Yeah.
And while I have become an artist, while I am a full-time artist, I have come to realize that it is a myth in India that, artists really don't come up and, artists don't do well. In fact, my business is flourishing. I'm doing very well as an artist. And you see creativity everywhere. You see prints on clothes which are artistic. There are stationaries which are artistic. I think everything has art around you.
Well said, well said. So, what challenges did you face in this transformational journey from HR, a very practical field, to art and launching your own studio and just making art your life?
HR, was somehow an advantage for me because it's helping my business today. Because while I was an HR, I learned how to network, and I've learned a lot of things in business, in my job. So because of the networking skills I must have gained in my job, and many other skills, of course, even the admin and all of that, it has helped my business. So that's one part of it. And the challenges which I must have faced is, while I changed my city, getting accustomed to the new city, new family, and, parallelly starting my business along with that.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge for sure. And the other challenge was I actually started making diaries, where I used to paint on cover of the books, which did not go very well at all. It went for a big failure. But I think I kept on going and progressing, and I finally landed my first order on art, which even motivated me to get even deeper into it, and followed by having my paintings commissioned for World Art Center in Dubai.
So what made you progress through the first failure? Because the first failure, or let's say the learning curve, is something which stops people from progressing further. So how did you overcome it?
When something is your passion, and if there's something which you love doing, and that passion makes you feel good within, that's something which will always keep you going, firstly. And secondly, it is difficult for any business to start. Maybe I've progressed in the wrong direction. Maybe I've planned something wrong. But I may just strategize and get into something else. And that's what worked.
So, like you mentioned, that your art was commissioned for an art fair in Dubai.
Yes.
What was the major breakthrough in your journey?
So my major breakthrough was that my painting is at Raj Bhavan, Karnataka. Then having my painting at Jehangir Art Gallery was another breakthrough for me. And after Jehangir Art Gallery, I started getting better business.
Yeah.
Where people started approaching me. So starting from Grandmama's Cafe and Minerali Poppy. So these three things were the major breakthroughs for me.
So is there any way that you deal with mental blocks? Because being an artist, mental blocks come easy to us. Working with them, working through them, how do you deal with it?
The best thing what I do is that, there are various ways I try to overcome that. I try meditating. Or what I do is, I somehow find water painting very meditative. So, I just love the way with music and me doing water painting and the way the colors form with the textures with water. Yeah. It's the most beautiful feeling. Trust me. So I do that.
Do you believe in art as a form of therapy? Because a lot of people indulge in it as a form of therapy.
I totally agree with that, because art is a form of therapy. Creativity is nothing but playing with your intelligence. It's that, and it's very, very relaxing.
I now have a very intriguing question about how the world of art works. So, during COVID, like you said, it was very crazy. You had mental blocks and the businesses were all over the place. So, did this pandemic affect your business?
It did in many ways, but ideally, when the pandemic had happened, what I thought was that, whenever there's a challenge, there's always a silver lining.
Yeah.
And I did not want the negativity to really affect me. Trust me, it was very difficult initially during COVID. But what I did was that I had never explored myself into digital artwork.
Yeah.
I started exploring myself into digital artwork during COVID, because of which my business started working again during this pandemic. And what I did was I tried to, get more knowledge. I, started learning more things on art and business.
Yeah.
And plus, during the COVID, I launched my brand House of Hiral.
So, Hiral, one thing that you would like to advise to the budding artists who are trying to find their footing in this industry, what piece of advice would you like to give to them that you wish someone gave to you?
So, I would advise a lot of the budding artists to create inventory. I had done a mistake of not creating inventory initially of my artworks. And it is very important to create inventory because, whenever you're going to pitch to a client, you will have to have few art pieces ready with you. And good photography of your artwork is very, very important because, the customer, the person who's going to see your artworks, they are not going to understand the beautiful art piece you must have made until and unless there's good photography. Digital marketing or social media has become so vital because, whenever you have your artworks and, whatever you place on your social media, it becomes your portfolio.
Yeah.
So, even while you send your website details, even while you're going to send your details of your portfolio, I think Instagram is the main thing because people want to see how you work on it. They want to have that human touch because not everyone can come live and see your work.